Let's talk about the Springfield XD Mod 3 9mm. This is a budget price gun. I got this for less than $300 and took it out, shot it, put some rounds through it. So I'm just going to give an after action report of sorts, just give you my thoughts on it as far as the performance of this gun. I do have a video, an initial impressions video with this. So feel free to go to that video if you want more like some specs and whatnot. I'll talk about it in that video. But this is a standard XD that has, some updates to the slide as far as the serrations are concerned. The grip a little bit contoured, a little bit updating on the contour from the Mod 2, and then you can see its optics ready. So we'll start off with the grip. The grip is decent, but it could be a lot better. I think if they just went with an all-around texturing, just like they do with the Echelon and the Hellcat, I think that would be a good choice by Springfield. And then take away this branding right here that says XD. I think that's kind of dumb looking. But I may put like a rubberized grip on this. I'm not sure yet. It is perfectly serviceable and it carries well. I have been carrying this as well. It carries well, so it's certainly not going to rub on any garments or your skin. But I think maybe just a little bit more texturing along the sides would do it well. Overall feel of the grip with my large hands feels good. There are no adjustable back straps, so it's pretty much what you see is what you get. So not a bad deal. It's not overly chunky like you would see on the older generation Glocks, like the Gen 1, 2, and 3 Glocks. It still contours nice to the hand. It's just a little bit bigger than what I'm used to. It does have a little bit of finger grooves. They fit fine for me, but I think they might be better off just getting rid of those finger grooves. So just a straight profile here and then an all-around grip texture. Get rid of the branding right here, and I think that would be a win. Grip safety, no issues with the grip safety. Some people like them, some people hate them. I'll talk about here in a little bit why I think this is kind of a good addition to a carry gun. It's not a needed addition, but it is a good addition. The ambi magazine release, no issues with it accidentally hitting the magazine during shooting, so good to go there. The trigger feels good. Standard XD trigger pull, but it does feel a little bit crisper, I guess is the best word to describe it, with this flat trigger versus other XDs. So I like that. No issues with the slide lock, slide release getting in the way, unintentionally locking the gun open or failing to lock the gun open on last round hold open. No issues there. The takedown is a good place to index your support hand. Acts as a little bit of a place to leverage your hand to help mitigate that recoil just a little bit. So on recoil, it's a very low recoiling gun. It's a 9mm. There is, if I really want to split hairs, there might be a slight bit more muzzle flip than, let's say, on a Glock, but it's very minimum. This thing is extremely controllable, extremely accurate, and extremely easy to shoot fast and stay on target. So no issues there. And that's just the same with all the XDs out there. I've never had an issue with them. It does have 3-position rail right here, so if you want to throw lights, lasers, all that good stuff on there, you can. The slide serrations, good to go on the slide serrations. No issues with that at all. The sights are good. These are standard kind of, there we go. Just kind of a standard sight setup. I don't think you need the dots in the back. I think it's better to be blacked out and then have that nice fiber optic sight on the front. I think that would be a better setup. One thing I would change as well on this is either have a model, maybe you could have this model right here and then have another model that has higher sights on it, so that way you can actually co-witness with an optic. I did get a plate for this and to throw RMSC pattern optics on this gun, and it works pretty good, but there's one problem. With the optic up, it sits a little bit high because you can see it's not really drilled into the slide much. So the optic sits a little bit high and you cannot co-witness with these sights. After shooting red dots for a little bit, I do like the idea of being able to co-witness. That's just trying to take Murphy's Law into account. If the dot decides to go just inoperative for whatever dang reason, it doesn't matter. I still have the backup iron sights right there that I can use. With this particular setup, I can't do that with a dot. So until I change these sights out, if I decide to change them out, I'm going to run the gun as it is and not have an optic on it. Just because of that. I like to have that co-witness. So that's one little ding. I think they could have a better sight package on this, especially if you're going to have optics ready. You can get some inexpensive sights and throw it on here and still have a little bit of a high-vis front sight with a blacked out rear, and you can have it like suppressor sight, suppressor height ready or whatever, and it'll co-witness a lot better. But that's kind of my only criticism, is the sights and just kind of the grip texture for the most part. Everything else is good. Magazines, standard Springfield XD magazine, 16 rounders, 10 rounders. If you happen to live in a banned state or a heavily restricted state, but good standard capacity. This is about a Glock 19 sized gun, or I should say 19X sized gun. If you hold this up to a 19X, it's very comparable in size. So for as far as concealability, I can still conceal this at the 3 o'clock position under a t-shirt, no problem. So for summertime concealed carry, it still works. And I do like the idea of having a larger sized gun for defensive work. I just keep gravitating back to that. The smallest gun that I'll have for defensive work actually is my Springfield Hellcat. And that one actually just happens to feel good in hand. That's about the main reason for that one. It's reliable and it feels good. But typically I want something a little bit bigger like this. So overall, for less than 300 bucks, this thing is a home run. It's reliable, it's accurate, feels good to shoot. Low recoiling, it's pretty intuitive as far as the operations of this. You don't really need to do anything to it. About the only thing I would say is if you're going to be serious about running an optic, get higher sights. I do believe there's some aftermarket models online. I believe the original XD sights should fit on this. Don't quote me on it, but I don't think they changed the dovetails on it. If they did, feel free to comment section below, let me know. But there you go. I mean, throw some sights on here and then maybe just change the grip, and then you've got just a winner. One other thing, and I know this is a budget price gun, but I would say include one extra mag. As the gun comes, it comes just like this with only one magazine. I actually got the extra mags, but I think if it at least came with one extra mag, I mean, add a little bit of cost to it. It's worth adding, you know, a few dollars to the end price of it to throw an extra mag in there. I think that's something they should do. I think that's the one thing that almost turned me off to buying it is, well, there's no extra mags. And then I finally decided, well, I'll still go ahead and buy it because XD mags are commonplace. They're easy to get. It's just kind of an annoyance to get a gun and go, man, I got to get another mag for it. I think they should add at least one mag. So there you go, Springfield XD Mod 3. This is a good little budget price gunfighter's gun right here. Some people trash the XD lineup, but I have had nothing but good experiences with them overall. These and the XDMs, they're good, solid guns, especially for the carry, conceal role, home defense role. These work well, and I've seen a fair amount of XDs in my state, especially during my time going through Academy and then going back and being an instructor at Academy. I've seen a lot of the old XDs. There are some departments that'll just, you know, they allow people to buy their own gun, but if they don't choose to, the department has guns that they can just give you. And there are some departments that has just a Springfield XD, and they were the first generations, and they are just worn, the finish is worn off of them and whatnot, but they just go and they go and they go. So the XDs are actually a good, solid pistol design. The Croats know what they're doing when they're designing this stuff. And just so you know, this is a Croatian build gun by HS Produkt. It's just imported with the Springfield Armory branding on it. They kind of like got a deal with HS Produkt in Croatia. So this is a Croatian gun, good to go. I like that Slav engineering. So there it is. Feel free to put your thoughts in the comment section below on this particular gun. And as always, thank you for watching.